Hello, my name is Olivier Nomblo. I have been trading for 30 years. I have 7 years academic experience. I have a BA from the American University in Paris, and I have an MBA from a very prestigious university in the USA. I worked in the city for 15 years, reaching the rank of director at Credit Suisse and director at Deutsche Bank. I left everything to do my own trading, be free, not have a boss, auto trade for a living, as I say. And my main objective in life right now is to make a machine that will do basically 80% of the work for me because I am getting, I think it's impossible for anybody to trade constantly. Directional trading does not work. It's the most stressful thing you can do. All of you who think you can trade by yourself are wrong because it's not going to last very long. You'll break down and you'll end up, 95% of you end up losing money. So I'm here today just very briefly and businesslike. You can see my robot optimizing at the top. Now, my best robots are no longer for sale because they were not well welcomed by trolls and a whole bunch of people. I was number one for three times in a row, which is fine with me. I tried to give back. I think I've given back. But a lot of nasty people, let's say evil people, came in and completely wanted to destroy my product. Now, think about it. Why would they want to do that? Why would they want to post every hour before the system changed on MT5? You can't do that anymore unless you bought the robot. Why would they want to destroy me? Why would they want to destroy my product? Because it was good, because it is good, because it makes money. So I'm keeping it for myself. Too bad for you guys. I've given back enough. The ones that trusted me are very happy. But you still have the MT5 product, which works just as well. It's just on MT5. It's a different ball game. That one's fairly automatic, so I can't get criticized for M&M and all that. So you basically, it's a plug and play. And I would highly suggest you get that one before I take it off again, because I'm making enough of my own robot. Now you can see my robot here optimizing. And you know what they say about people, if you have such a good machine, why don't you keep it for yourself? Well, that's exactly what I'm doing. And some of you lucky ones who trusted me in the beginning, because I like people who trust me, are reaping the rewards. Okay, so they know who they are, and the ones who are knocked off and have no way of contacting me, well, they can regret it all their life. But I'm still working on this, and but I found that the system that I use right now, self-optimization, is probably, I'm the only one that can do this. Nobody, there's been lots of imitations on my system. Many theories in trading that you see rehashed all the time, they all come from the 30s and 40s. Nobody's really invented anything. You just have machines doing things faster. Machine learning, I haven't seen a proper machine learning system in trading. And I work with hedge funds. It's just, they love the basic principles that Warren Buffett used, etc. Except it's much easier when a machine does it 24 hours a day. Doesn't matter about the news. We don't care about the next non-farm payroll, etc. We'll live through it. If we get a drawdown, too bad. You can get large drawdowns. That's why we don't have big accounts. Notice, okay? If you don't have, there's a correlation between drawdown and growth. If you want growth, you need to get drawdowns. This 6% drawdown and 200% growth, I don't think it's possible. It's a lie, or it's some kind of scam, or I don't know. It's just 30 years, impossible. Traders get cash, they use it. So if you're worried about big drawdowns, then put $2,000 cash down, for goodness sakes, and don't worry about losing $2,000. Don't put $10,000, you'll lose it. Okay, put $2,000 cash, use the AV method. In other words, put a little bit every month. And that's the best method you can use for trading. You can put a little bit every month. You don't put one lump sum. You do market timing. Like, you don't buy a stock at the top, okay? You buy a stock when it goes down, but that's just so difficult to put in people's minds that why should I buy something when it's going down? I need to buy it when it's going up. When I'm seeing, that's how everybody makes money. And secondly, banks are always right. You have to have contacts with banks. You need to know what banks do because banks control the whole market. Anyway, here is my system. And just in case something happens to me, I want to leave a legacy. Nothing's going to happen to me, but I'm in fair shape and I have a lot of ambition and I'm going on an exchange and everything is going great and I'm leaving some of this retail blah blah, which really destroyed me for a while mentally on MT4. And the ones who did it, congratulations. But now I'm a completely changed man, and I don't give a damn what anybody thinks. You use it or you don't use it, I don't care. If you get big drawdowns, I don't care. The signals are removed, I don't care. I'm not going to put my best performance up there. That's the way it is. But I want you to know what's going on with this robot. And I tell you, there is no best system. I've bought 99 robots on MT4. I've bought 99 of them, thinking, there might be a better one than mine, naively, because there isn't. There isn't. Okay. So what happens is this robot, what it does is it calculates an MA. Now MAs are usually around 20, right? They are around 20, but you need to curve fit it. So that's what first the optimization does. Then secondly, you need to find a deviation where, if you know the bell curve distribution, where most of the trading goes on, 80%, they say usually is the average. There are wings. You want to be in those corners, the non 80%, and that's above these bands. And how are these bands calculated? Well, basically, I take a standard deviation, which is a fairly complex formula, but people don't think it is, but it is. And I take a standard deviation on top, a standard deviation on the bottom. Okay, and that is optimized, also auto-optimated, and it's done every hour. There's no system that does it every hour like mine. Okay, and it's on different time frames. So I use I use all the time frames on certain currencies, and I have a neural system that picks the best currencies to use. But that I'm not distributing either. I keep that for myself. So basically, what you see is not my best performance. Why should I give you my best performance? Keep that for me. What you can do is buy my MT5 version. It's $500, probably worth a hell of a lot more because it does exactly that, and I'm giving that. Okay, that is available. Okay, and if you buy it, you'll get guidance. I'll tell you which time frames to use, and you will make out pretty good. Okay, so anyway, as we said, so we have a top band and a bottom band. So what happens is the market will usually vary between these bands. Okay, that's if you take the standard Bollinger Band, it's 80% of the market will vary between the bands. Me, I'm looking for really the edge, the top 3%. Okay, now for instance here, we hopefully will go below this band and then something will happen. There are about 20 things that can happen here. It can walk down the band, it can continue down, it can bounce straight away on the band, which is a method I found that doesn't work. It can it can just also just hang around the band just here. The bands can narrow, all sorts of things. So there's about 20 ways of entry. So it's not that easy, okay? And I also have, this was a big breakthrough that made my robot basically bulletproof, is I've added two filters here. Now you can take them out if you want, but I wouldn't suggest it. The first filter is a simple filter. It's a 20-day average filter. So basically, if you're going, and that is the most common way of determining a trend, and it works. Basically, if the 20-day moving average is sloping down, it's a downtrend. If the 20 days moving average is going up, it's an uptrend. Okay, and here I have a very complex filter, which is based on different time frames, deviations from the norm. It detects anything unusual that is happening, and calculates probabilities as to whether this is a good idea. So basically, just because you come down here in an undervalued or or an overbought or undersold situation, doesn't mean it's the time to get in. These filters will work it out for you, but you can take them out if you want. That works in some cases, but it's much more dangerous. So that is all entirely automatic in my system. Okay, and this system works. It works on different time frames. It works very well on one currency at the moment. I'll give you some examples. It's worked very well on the British pound. Along with that, okay, and this is the crutch of my method. Along with that is something that nobody has. I did used to distribute it in the beginning. Is the Renko chart here, which I'm not distributing, but this chart, if you are able to make it, or if I decide to help you with it, depends who you are. I have to do a personality check now before I talk to anybody. I can only be contacted on Twitter. I've cut everything else out, okay? And I'll be on an exchange soon. And I am already somewhere anonymously. So, no worries about me. Those who think that I'm gone, I'm not gone. I'm just not too happy with the way MT4 handled all the trolls in the beginning and have left all these comments. But now they do have, finally, after years and years of lobbying, only the ones who have bought the robot can make comments. So, funny how all the comments are pretty positive on my robot. Huh? Yeah. Okay. So, anyway, my MT4s are all gone. That's a loss to society. They're for me. And, but along with as I say, I'm the king of range trading because markets range 80% of the time. Remember that 80% of the time markets are ranging. They're ranging right now. The range is changing, and the non-farm payroll can take a big, as you can see in some of my drawdowns, it can take a big hit. But drawdown is not a loss. Remember that. It's a paper loss. It's like an accounting loss. It's like saying your house in London has dropped 25% when everybody knows it's absolute bullshit, right? Are you going to sell your house 25% down because of Brexit? No. It's going to come back up 25%. That's exactly what P&L is about. As long as you don't get margined out, okay? You have $100 left, okay? But a margin of 10,000%. There's no way you can get margined out. That's the whole thing. And if you add money every month, sometimes it's worth adding money, like in everything. Banks, need recapitalization. Stocks need recapitalization. Steve Jobs needed money to make some computers. So why this sort of he's adding money to his signal? It's absolute rubbish. Absolute rubbish. You need to put money. The best way to make money is to put money average every month. And if you'd done that for the Dow Jones for the last 30 years, like I've done, except unfortunately I gave most of it to my ex-wife as a divorce, I made on average about 20% a year. And I will continue to do it. Dow Jones 5,000, Dow Jones 20,000. It's so easy to do. Plonk a little bit of money every month. And that's it. And you'll get an average. It's the 30 top companies in the world. Same thing with a great currency. Now, I've shown you basically the range trading is what I was showing you with the optimization, etc. It works in ranges, and that's 80% of the market. But you got these 25%, which are very, very great, and Renko is the best way. And this is the chart, which tells me what it actually automatically does it. It comes in, okay. Look at these trades it's made. I mean, these trades have been amazing. Renko sometimes gets a little bit of chop, but look at this one to this one. Do you think that you can buy a car with that? Okay, here to here. And now we're getting the chop. That's when people go, oh, Renko's not working. Well, yeah, okay, you get a little bit of chop. Look, we've sold here, we bought here. That's probably a kind of a break-even situation. Things are not looking great. Anyway, I wanted to leave this. You got to understand what's going on here and what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to make a machine that will do everything for me. Okay? This is my legacy. Goodbye.